It's just funny because I have my iPad on the TV, so just so you know, don't send me nudes or anything.
None of that. You know, it's funny when you have somebody's like machine or phone or something in front of you and you're not trying to look, but like a message pops up and then you're just like, I know I don't want to, and I shouldn't be reading this because I don't care, but I just instinctively am like kind of reading it, even if I'm trying not to. That
is like the thing about the Mac ecosystem too, because like there are so many people that I work with that have Macs, and you kind of can't get around just having your personal iCloud attached to it a lot of times. Like it's just the way most people operate that way because it just makes sense. And yeah, I don't know how many times I'm in like, oh, someone's showing me something on their screen and they get a text and you see it. And depending on how fast of a reader you are, you can usually consume most of their communication.
Well, and I mean like that thing just popped up there. Like I was and wasn't reading because I was like, oh, I don't need to, whatever. Whatever.
You didn't need to read my text.
I don't need to read your text messages that are popping up on the screen.
But maybe you do. I am a notoriously curious person, and it gets me into trouble. And I think that I can't help but read those when they show up. I just have to know. There's like, it's like the car wreck thing, or you stop and look. That's like,
I have to.
I might see something that will disturb me for a life. I might see. I mean, I remember
you might learn something about someone that you don't want to learn.
Exactly. It'll scar you forever. I remember being on Reddit like early on when I first found Reddit years and years ago, and I didn't realize how dangerous of a place that was to just look at things.
Very dangerous. And
I saw one of the most disturbing videos of my life that I've never forgotten. And it's, I mean, I won't go into too much detail, but let's just say it had to do with the Mexican cartel, and they were taking care of someone that they didn't like, lumberjack style, with a chainsaw. So it was, I didn't realize I was clicking on something that was an unalive film, and it has scarred me for life.
Maybe it wasn't real though.
This was way before those days. But I mean, I guess I know what you're referring to. I know that there's been some stuff. It's like from movies or productions.
I do happen to know of a video that was made that looked like someone was getting
shot in the face.
I don't know if we can say that
on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, but we did. We did. It's fine.
Well, it wasn't real.
It wasn't.
It was an
airsoft gun.
It was as real as any movie that I've ever seen.
We might as well tell that story now. So
I was trying not to, but then you confirmed that you knew what I was talking about.
I feel like we're like holding people away from this inside joke.
That's true.
All I'll say is it was a mutual friend of ours. We were in someone's basement. I was playing with an airsoft gun that wasn't loaded. It had no pellets in it, and I put it in his mouth while I was filming it, and I pulled the trigger. Which
fairly safe.
It had still like the air that shoots out of the gun, and so it shot air into his mouth, and he reacted very adversely and jerked his head away. And in doing so, it looked pretty realistic on a video, like a reaction. I mean, so I went in and edited it, and I added a muzzle flash, and I added the gunfire sound, added a little blood splatter coming out of the side of his mouth, and then I cut it right as that happened, so it just stopped, and I posted it on Reddit, and there was a lot of people who thought they had witnessed a tragedy. And it was fun to watch that conversation happen.
The people that were fighting about whether or not it was real.
Yeah, a lot of people were breaking it down frame by frame, and like,
there's no way, man.
Yeah,
that dude is totally dead.
Yeah, he's no longer with us. Yeah, that stuff. So this video though, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the one I saw was not
was
Hollywood.
I like much lower stakes.
Yeah.
Like kids that are falling off of things.
I would like to be clear and make it very clear that I didn't like it. I was disturbing for life. It's not something I enjoyed or that I am seeking out ever. But there was like a whole market in the 90s of like those VHS tapes you could buy of people getting hit by trains and stuff. Like,
really?
yeah, and
that was before the dark net.
Yeah, it was like a late night thing. It was like that, and what was the Girls Gone Wild or
what
something?
Was that
like
advertised on like on
cable TV?
Cable
at
TV,
like 2 a.m. I don't remember what they were called, but it was just crazy. It was a weird time, weird time to be alive. But you were saying you like watching kids get hurt, so that's fun.
I mean, it's one of those where it kind of started because I found an account on Instagram.
Was that the one I sent you?
No, I don't think so. That
The
would
one
have been a long time ago.
Oh, okay. The one, yeah, but I know what you're talking about. There was one that I followed too.
Yeah, kids getting hurt is the one, and it's always like, mom sent this in. They were fine.
Yeah,
but there's something about the way that you also get the extra dramatic aspect of kids, even when it's something that you watch it and you know that it's not a big deal. You're like, I did that when I was a kid. That's funny to see it on someone else, but then the additional just waterworks and everything else that kids will give.
Oh yeah,
That's just kind of funny. Yeah,
my favorite kids getting hurt video is not a kids getting hurt like from the account, but it's one that my son sent me of this kid named Tidus. And let me tell you about Tidus.
Have you sent me this?
I don't think I have.
Okay.
Tidus loves POG Juice. And I don't know if you've ever heard of POG Juice, but I think it's something that's mostly available in like southern states. I don't know if we have any. I can't find it locally. I think POG Juice.
Okay, now see, I'm just thinking we're taking those little coins that we played.
It's not
played with.
No.
In elementary school and squeezing juice out of them, but I don't think that's what it is.
It's not that type of POG, but that would be fun. I miss POGs.
Those were, I think, milk carton lids in Hawaii originally, if I remember correctly.
No, I think POG Juice stands for like, I don't know, pomegranate, orange, grape, or something. I don't know. There's like 3 juices that are mixed together or something. I don't know the exact combination.
See, if you'd said palm, I would understand those. I've seen those bottles.
No, this is POG. This is a different. It's like a cocktail, almost
like a hand, you have to make it by hand sort of thing.
It's just in a jar. It's already pre-mixed. Okay. It's like a brand.
Gotcha.
But, anyways, so this kid named Tidus, he wants POG juice.
Dang it, Tidus.
And Tidus, he is just learning life and how to get juice, and so he sets the cup down on the floor, and then he pours the POG juice into the cup.
I have seen this one.
And then he carries the juice, and he starts walking out of the kitchen.
I pilled.
I pilled. Yep. I pilled. And there's just the juice there on the floor. And instead of cleaning it up, Tidus, this kid who really wants his POG juice,
captain of industry,
goes back to the cupboard, gets another cup, fills it up with juice, and starts heading out again. And before you know it,
walks right through it.
Tidus slips in the originally spilt POG juice and just slams on the ground on his back.
Yep, that's one of my favorites too.
If you want to see it, just Google Tidus and POG juice or something like that. It'll come up.
I did not know that the kid was named. I mean, I assume that every kid in all of these videos are named, but that most people don't know what the name of them is. I feel like this one
got popular discoverable social media, so it was like before Reels and TikTok and all that. So it's just on YouTube labeled something like Tidus spills POG juice or something like that. But or Tidus wants POG juice.
Man.
Anyways. Yeah. That video will make me. You could play it just right now, and I would just laugh every time.
We're laughing just thinking about it.
I know. Oh man, good old Tidus.
He was so serious too. He's so serious. The way that he pours the juice, and you think he's got it perfectly poured.
Yeah, I think it's just
Spills it all.
That's what makes it cute. Is that he's like, he's invested and he's trying to be a big boy.
He's a big boy. And there's big boy consequences for not cleaning up your messes.
This is true. Oh, well, that's true. Big boys do big boy things. I thought it was funny last week we were hamming it up about, well, I was mainly griping about how CEOs are dumb. And then it was like a week after that I saw the headline that Max is no longer Max. It is now HBO Max again.
Yes.
And I just thought, well, that just confirmed my rant about dumb CEOs, because that whole thing is just crazy how they took a thing that was fine and then they got rid of the HBO part and it's Max, the place for HBO, which, okay, whatever. And then they dumped all the like the trashy Discovery Channel shows in there. And I don't know, they killed the Wile E. Coyote movie, which still upsets me because I love Will Forte and I hope that comes back somehow.
Two things. That is, I believe, has been rescued by someone.
I hadn't heard that.
Going to be
another studio or
Ketchup?
Did you just say ketchup? Like
I feel
condiment?
I feel like that's what I mean, I may have to check this.
Ketchup.
I
thought you started to say Kesha rescued the movie. And I was like, wow, she's a big Wile E. Coyote fan. But yeah, and it just, anyways, yeah, call it HBO Max. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of like, why don't they just call it HBO? Because the idea of it being that different than the TV network is just silly. It's like, it's the HBO app that you watch HBO on. Like, just be done with it.
Ketchup Entertainment acquired it.
Okay.
I was not crazy.
What is Ketchup? Are they known for anything else?
Let's see here.
Ketchup. I mean,
they're an independent film distribution company.
All right, and so they bought the Wile E. Coyote movie, so we're gonna get to see it then.
That is, yeah, it's supposed to be coming out. Yeah,
I hope to see it. I do. It is interesting though for them to make such a dumb decision with all the HBO stuff, and then now just completely 180. I think they're even taking out some of the Discovery shows that they dumped in.
That was the other question I was going to ask. When you said the trashy ones, I assume that you mean just not good.
All the reality TV shows stuff that Discovery Channel does now.
I guess I didn't realize that Discovery Channel was big in. Well,
the Learning Channel, they're all kind of the same.
I'll take that back. There is a lot of
aren't they like
reality TV like
Naked and
documentary
Afraid?
Type of stuff. Yeah. Okay.
MILF Manor. Did you ever watch that?
That was on Discovery.
I mean, it was on HBO.
Oh,
Max.
no!
It was on Max.
I had seen different tweets about how is this even being made. And then I think there was a lot of noise about one of the contestants. I don't know who the contestants were. The men that were dating the women or the women.
Younger men dating older women.
Yeah, and the one of the women's sons was
on the show.
The people that was on the show. Yeah.
And he was like dating some of the other older women.
That I would consider trash.
I mean, whatever. I turned it on one day, first season, and the wife and I got pretty sucked into MILF Manor. It was the trashiest thing, but we watched both seasons.
Both seasons?
Yeah, I'm ashamed of it.
Big MILF Manor fan sitting right here next to me on the couch.
The mark for MILF Manor. Bring back season 3. Where's it at? Come on.
Bring it back, Max. Max HBO.
The place for MILFs. I don't know.
Place for MILFs.
That should be their new slogan. That would get people.
That would get some people excited.
That show was real crazy, and they would do this thing, like at least in the second season, where they'd have all these younger, all the younger dudes trying to hook up with the moms, not their moms, but other people's moms, obviously,
right?
And then they would try to really intensify the drama by bringing in some older guys, or even the dads. It was the dads. My wife's yelling at me. I forgot. Sorry.
I heard dads yelled from somewhere just out there.
They bring the boys' dads in, and so then the dads and the sons are like trying to fight for the MILFs. And man, it was good, filthy TV. It was just good old fashioned dirty TV. It's what you just zone out on the couch on a Saturday afternoon and watch a handful of episodes. Anyways.
How many levels of whatever mobile game that you're playing do you think that you finished while you were watching both of those seasons?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Or were you that glued in?
I wasn't that glued in, but
it had to have been a scrolling show, right?
Kind of. Yeah. That was definitely. I'm not fully engaged, but I mean, I caught a lot of it.
It would have been if it hadn't already been a TV show that was a poorly named TV show. I think it would have probably been more aptly called Cougar Town.
Yeah, there's still hope. You could pitch the pilot to.
Well, but there was a TV show called Cougar Town.
Oh, was there?
Yeah,
okay, I'm not familiar.
And it was. My wife just discovered this, and has been watching through it. It was Courtney Cox and. I don't know. It was from the creator of Scrubs.
Oh, it's a scripted show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a reality.
It was from the
I know what you're talking
creator of Scrubs. And that show is so not what that title makes it seem like it was. And it's honestly surprising that it lasted 6 seasons.
So it's not about cougars?
I mean, I suppose it could be considered about that if you really wanted to.
Why would they call it Cougar Town?
I don't really know.
Oh, okay.
It felt like it was really weird to title it that. But Abed from Community was really big into it. He didn't get his movie, but that's where he was constantly saying the 6 seasons in a movie about Cougar Town, and that's where everybody in the real world was like, we need 6 seasons in a movie of Community. Yeah.
So we got the 6 seasons.
We got the 6 seasons.
The movie TBA.
The movie never came for Cougar Town.
TVD for
But it
Community.
is coming for Community.
Yeah. I never watched the 6th season, the Yahoo season. I'd like to, just to say that I did. But
the lighting on it is horrendous.
Really?
It's just awful. It's like, where did this is a completely different set, even though you can clearly see that it's not.
Yeah.
It's just so bizarre.
It's like the Big Lots version.
Oh, what's his name? The guy that voiced Spawn. Something David? Keith David?
Keith David, yeah.
Yeah, he's in it.
Oh.
He kind of replaces the old cranky guy from
Chevy Chase? Yeah.
Yes, but also the Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, who essentially replaced Chevy Chase.
Okay.
He replaces him in the last season. And there were moments of the last season that were really funny. I wouldn't say it was overall even close to the best.
Yeah,
but
I just feel like by the time when I hear the movies coming out, I'll probably go back and just watch that season because I haven't seen it, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything, I guess.
Right. And then I think Shirley also left. But yeah, there's some good stuff in there, but that's just because some of that cast was just still great.
Speaking of Netflix, I checked out a new show on there, and I didn't make it through the first episode.
Yeah?
Without shutting it off. I was out there skeeting about it.
Skeeting?
Is that what we call like when you post on Blue Sky? It's like a skeet, or it's
I don't really know.
A tweet.
Yeah.
An X. I X'd about it. That sounds weird.
It's tweeting. I tweeted it.
I posted on X.
On X.
The app for the Everything app.
Everything.
Isn't that the pitch?
I don't know. I don't know what anything is anymore.
Everything is anything. Anything is everything. No, but the comedian Tom Segura has a new show out, a sketch comedy show on Netflix called Bad Thoughts. And I saw a trailer for it, and I couldn't quite decide if this was for me or not. And I thought, well, I really don't like him as a stand-up comic. I don't think he's funny. But maybe he's got the writing chops to do like a funny sketch show.
I feel like I've seen clips from him that can be funny.
Yeah.
But I've never felt the need to go and seek him out.
Yeah, I think on his podcast when he's kind of just shooting from the hip, he can be kind of funny, but
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy it much. Anyways, I turned it on and whoo, talk about the most dated humor. I didn't even know, I tried to like craft the perfect tweet about it because I'm like, I don't want it to sound like I am, because I'm sure a lot of people would be very offended by it potentially, or think that it is whatever. I don't know, but it wasn't even that it was offensive. Other than the offensive part of it is that it was just so bottom of the barrel, like dumb jokes that are just like, it felt like this guy peaked in high school or like peaked in the Xbox Live lobbies of joking around with your bros kind of thing. Like, it's just I like comedy that pushes the boundaries and is out there and edgy, but this didn't feel, it was just like he was just making very grotesque jokes that were not funny. Like, I think you can craft a good dirty joke and it can be very funny. This was not that, and I think it was just like he was. I'm gonna quote myself. How about this? I worked really hard on this. Okay, I'm gonna quote myself. Bad Thoughts thinks it's pushing boundaries, but it's really just a guy yelling, "I'm edgy," while slipping on a banana pill. I couldn't even finish the first episode without wishing the war on comedy was real.
I'm not gonna lie, it took me a second because I didn't realize you were talking about a TV show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should use punctuation sometimes.
The lack of capitalization on the bad thoughts threw me for a loop. I was like, wait, what bad? Are you?
Yeah.
What? This is
did you
a show.
Spell that wrong? Bad Thoughts thinks. Do you not know how to type good?
Yeah.
I mean, I did put something about
it from the hip.
Drown under the other.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Instead of down under.
Pretty good.
Or drown. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that later. But I just couldn't, like, it was just, I mean, there was like the opening sketch was him being an assassin, and he was sent out to like kill this guy, and he accidentally shoots a waitress, and then he gets stressed out about it and he poops his pants, and then he just starts to pretty much communicate with his boss who sent him to assassinate this person and say that he's going to do sexual favors for him to make up for it while he's walking around without his pants on, and there's just like poop streaks everywhere, and I mean, it, like, I think that there's a world where it could have been crafted into something funny, but it was just not funny. It wasn't even like, I was just like, this feels so amateur and embarrassing.
You know who could have probably made that funny?
Yeah, I know one person, maybe two.
Okay.
But I would think, like, I think Tim Robinson could probably make that funny, but he wouldn't have gone at it this way. Like, like you watch it and you're just like, dude, what are you doing? This feels like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. But that's kind of why I'm like, slipping on a banana peel is the oldest joke in the book,
right?
And it's just this old humor that is not like, and I think some people who believe the narrative that there has been a war on comedy look at it and go, "Oh, it's so edgy. Oh, he's just out here. He's just making the jokes you can't say anymore. It's so cool.
Yep.
It's just so good." And I'm like, what? No, I don't know. It's very
Netflix,
weird.
just stop with this nonsense and give us season 4 of I Think You Should Leave with Tim
That would be
Robinson,
good.
please.
That'd be good. I would like to. I would watch that. He's an acquired taste, Tim Robinson. I think. I compare it a lot to. I saw a TikTok the other day of someone showing this kind of stating. I don't know. They were like setting up a scenario where it's like your one friend who thinks I Think You Should Leave is the funniest show ever, and it's like they're showing this.
Was it just pictures of me?
No, but I almost sent this to you because they just kept showing her like laughing at it, and the other person just being like, I don't get it. And like, this is so funny, and they're laughing at. When I was thinking that was me when Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job came out. I remember if I had people in my house, I would hold them hostage and make them watch episodes of that show, and the whole room was just like, I don't know who you are, why you think this is funny. I'm confused and scared.
I feel like you making me watch some Tim and Eric allowed me to understand that realm.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Tim Robinson just clicked for me because of it. Because in some ways I feel like they walked so that he could run.
Yeah, I agree. You talked about I Think You Should Leave all the time and referenced it. I never watched it. I was kind of resistant. And when I finally watched it, I still think I wasn't sure what to expect.
Right.
And I didn't know if I was getting the joke at first. And then I had rewatched it again, and I was like, it just never leaves your head. Like all the references, the jokes, all that stuff. It's kind of like Always Sunny or some of those shows where it just feels like you could reference it anytime.
Yeah, it sinks in. I think the best aspect of it too is, and why specifically I Think You Should Leave is just so brilliant, is because it has that anxiety and that social awkwardness that everybody has felt in some way, shape, or form, that even if you haven't been to that extreme, it taps into that thing in the back of your brain that's like, I've felt that way, or the way that I think that he is feeling in this moment. And it just, I don't know. I can't wait to go see his movie with Paul Rudd.
I was just gonna ask if you've seen it yet.
I have not.
Because
is it out?
Yeah,
I thought it's okay.
playing right. I was googling because I always call it the wrong thing, but it is called Friendship. And
I've heard people say that it's just a stranger. Is it I Love You Man?
Oh,
with Paul Rudd and
I can see that.
Jason Segel.
Yeah, it's Paul Rudd. It's a sequel,
and it's it's
a sequel in a weird way, spiritual successor. It's playing at the AMC at 9:00. So maybe if we wrap up here,
maybe.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's good. Anything else happening in your world that you would like to discuss?
I made a discovery recently.
Okay. This doesn't have to do with the colonoscopy again.
No, no,
all right.
No. But this is 10 years of almost 10 years of frustration.
Okay.
Because I swore I could never get the scissors from our knife block to cut anything. Okay. Anything. Like even just like packaging of, food or whatever. I could never get it to open anything. And I would say it, and my wife would be like, "You're crazy. What? Like, it's fine. It works." I'm like, "No, it doesn't cut anything. I don't know what's wrong with these scissors. It doesn't cut anything."
Okay.
She'll cut things fine. And I'm just like, I don't understand what you're doing differently. A couple months back, I was doing something, and instead of grabbing the scissors with my left hand, because I'm left-handed, I grabbed them with my right hand and instantly cut through something because I continued to try over the years.
What the heck?
And I don't get it. And it worked.
I don't get it. Why is that work?
It's like right-handed, and I know that there are scissors. It was one of those things that I've seen these types of scissors before that only the hand that you hold them in will it work, because it's something about like the way that the pressure is set up or something. And it just it floored me, because now I'm like, I can cut stuff open. It is, and I'm like, this was 10 years of frustration of just going, okay, I'm not going to use these. I'm going to go grab a knife and potentially cut myself trying to cut something, a bag of frozen chicken open or whatever, because I can't get these scissors to work.
Is that like a holdover from a time when people were judgmental of left-handed?
I think so. I think so.
Like, I remember my mom was left-handed, and when she was like in school in like the 50s,
Mm-hmm.
they would try to like force her to use her right hand to do everything, because it was not. It was like you were an outcast if you were left-handed. So this, I'm assuming the people that made those scissors,
right?
It's a holdover, and I don't know whatever the equivalent of being racist is to,
yes,
hand use, a dominant hand is. They're still trying to win that argument.
Well, and I mean, I remember when I was in elementary school, and you go get your school supplies at the beginning of the year. We always had to look for the left-handed scissors, because I always thought it was just like the way that it would hold in your hands, because they'd curve them one side or the other. But apparently it was the way that they would cut too, because I then after I did this, and it was like, this just cut something, I tried it on the other hand and it wouldn't do anything in my left. So and now it's been like a month and a half, and I've cut so many things open with these scissors,
but you're right-handed
because I use the right hand. It's awkward,
but now you're
I don't like it.
Now you're right-handed.
Yeah, it fixed me.
You've converted.
It fixed me. I'm completely right-handed now.
You should write in a testimonial to this company. They'll put it on their website. Fixing left-handed people, one lefty at a time.
One lefty at a time.
Because you're left-handed, but you play the guitar like a right-handed person.
Yes,
though, right?
Yes.
That's so confusing to me.
And it's confusing to me that that's considered right-handed, because I feel if you look at it, I'm using a lot more technical stuff in finding the chords with my left hand.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't understand how right-handed people are using their dominant hand just for the strumming versus finding chords.
Yeah.
It feels like that's backwards.
Mm-hmm. I'm just a genius,
I guess. No, but I mean, there's so many right-handed people that play.
That's just the way it is. Yeah.
And I'm always confused when people are playing an actual left-handed guitar.
Yeah.
Because I'm just sitting there thinking, why would you want to use your less dominant hand to find the chords?
It's interesting.
It just feels confusing.
Yeah, because the only other left-handed guitar player I ever met, he learned to play the guitar upside down, because all the guitars they had access to were for right-hand players. So
that hurts my brain.
Yeah, so he played it opposite of a right hand, like he strummed with his left hand and chorded with his right hand, but the strings are upside down because he'd flip it, and that's how he learned. And so he would play, like I remember seeing him play, and I'm like, wait, why is his guitar upside down?
What are you doing? That's crazy.
So yeah, he even when I think he even had some left-handed guitars that he'd string upside down. So
that's so weird.
Yeah,
I think the only other thing that I do considered right-handed is I've got right-handed golf clubs.
Oh, okay.
And I've used right hand, like when I was a kid and we'd play hockey in the cul-de-sac, I used a right-handed stick. And I think some of that was just because that was what was available, and so that's how I learned.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like something that you're, at least on a base level, that your dominant hand is going to control anything. I think to some degree that's how I learned guitar too, but I also just never understood how that wasn't left-handed.
Huh. Well, there you go. Left-hand people unite.
There are dozens of us.
Yeah.
Dozens.
Yeah, I just don't even notice it that much. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, but it's just funny to me that was considered a bad thing.
Right.
You freak show.
Yeah, you're weirdo. You're going to learn how to right-handed instead of just letting a kid learn and not have to try twice as hard to use a different hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay for writing left-handed if I'm using a pencil or a pen with more ink.
Oh, it's
I've smeared so many things over the years.
Every time you're writing a greeting card, salutation.
You gotta pay attention to which type of pen you're using, because if it's one of those more marker like,
the wet,
then you're gonna
if it's wet, you're gonna get
making a mess.
Yeah, Kyle
sloppy.
Kyle can't help but make a mess when things are wet. He just gets in there,
gonna be sloppy
Kyle. Just shout out to my dead uncle today, R.I.P.
Oh man, that took me a second.
Yeah, no, I saw the news, and I was like, the one famous guy with the same last name as me is dead now. George Wendt has passed.
Pour one out. Set your mug out on the counter and fill it with beer.
It made me think from our past live of me doing Man in the Street at Comic-Con. I kind of wanted to repost the video of me going around trying to get people to sing the Cheers theme song in honor of George. I might still do that tonight if I think of it, but you know, sometimes you want to go
where everybody knows your name. Be a good tribute, I think. I saw that. I was like, no, that's not real. But it's People Magazine. Like, it popped up in my Facebook.
76 years old, R.I.P. Mr. George Wendt. He didn't have much of a career after Cheers, did he? I don't know. I think he was he in that much?
He was in Toy Story, wasn't he? I think both him and
George was in Toy Story?
Yeah, I think he was the piggy bank.
Oh. Wait, I thought that was the mailman.
No, Cliff. I think he was the dinosaur.
Oh, wait, no. The dinosaur is the guy from Princess Bride, the inconceivable guy.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah. Hang on. I think they were both in it though. Let me see.
I thought Cliff was the piggy bank.
Let's see. Voice cast.
George was.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. See, I just don't think George did a lot after Cheers. But
man, I thought that he was in it too.
It was one of those iconic roles, you know, that'll just live on. And
maybe he just was continuing to sit at that bar.
He never left.
He actually was Norm.
Another thing that happened this past week for me was I somehow upset the country of Australia.
How dare you?
I don't get it. I don't want to make some rash judgment about Aussies, but I kind of am starting to believe they can't take a joke. I saw this. I think it was Puberty or something like that. I never know. They have a weird name. They posted a list of names that are illegal to name your children in Australia.
That are illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of them was RoboCop. And I just thought that's funny because I believe someone in America would be willing to name their kid RoboCop and think it's cool. And so I posted that on Threads saying something like, you know, in Australia it's illegal to name your kid RoboCop. And then I put freedom isn't free. American flag. I thought it was funny. I was just making a joke about America and how we just do dumb stuff.
We just do dumb stuff. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious when I saw it.
Didn't think anything of it, and then man, the Australians came for my throat. I didn't even read. I started to read the replies, and I just stopped because I was like 200 deep, and I'm like, you guys all are mad at me and the president of the country I live in, and I'm like, I didn't vote for him. Why are you lumping me in with that? Just because I said
be upset at him. I don't have anything to do with that. Just because I said that RoboCop's a sweet name.
Yeah, just because you guys can't name your. The way I finally took it is, you know what? these Australians are mad that they can't name their kids RoboCop. That's really at the core of it.
I thought you were going to say that they just think that they're better than you.
Well, that too.
Yeah, they're just jealous that they can't name their kid RoboCop.
At one point, I just asked them if they had, don't you guys have kangaroos to wrestle or something? Why are you so busy responding to me about RoboCop? But
have you seen how buff kangaroos are, though?
it's horrifying.
Oh, man.
They freak me out. Like that.
Yeah.
There's that one video that's pretty popular of the RoboCop of the kangaroo. I just offended them again. I'm gonna refer to all kangaroos as RoboCops. That kangaroo just standing outside the window and he's just
what?
He's like flexing and holy cow!
Or like the one where the guy is like starts boxing it because
he's trying to save his dog.
Yeah,
he's trying to save his dog. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what I would do if I'd try to punch.
They seem like they are not going to potentially back away from you if you make yourself big. They're gonna come at you.
Yeah,
they seem very aggressive from some of the videos.
I just don't know how I would handle myself. I had to fight off raccoons once from trying to steal my dog food through the doggy door. And they got real territorial, and they just hang out on my deck, and they wouldn't leave. I had to fight them off, but they're little.
What'd you use?
Baseball bat.
All right.
I didn't hit them hard. I just kind of pushed them away, and they. Anyway, they didn't. They just hissed at me a lot. They didn't really.
Yeah.
Like me, and they're kind of intimidating. I think raccoons are cute. I'd have a pet raccoon if I could. So I didn't want to kill it. I just wanted to stop coming to my house and eating my goldfish crackers. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Nobody
those
needs
are for
that.
my children.
Yeah.
Go away, raccoon. That's the gamble of having a doggy door.
That's true.
Hobos and raccoons, they can all just come in and eat your goldfish crackers.
It's got to be a small hobo, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be like a raccoon size.
I got 7 of these hobos that keep showing up and stealing my goldfish crackers. And then they take them and bring them back to their wife.
Take them back to their wife?
Yeah. I think her name is Flo White.
Flo White.
No, but yeah.
Now I need to see something that is going to be against everything that I stand for in an AI generation.
Okay.
Of RoboCop fighting a kangaroo.
I should just generate that on AI and then tag Australia in it. And the crazy thing is, they're not gonna like this. But the truth is, in that scenario,
RoboCop's gonna win.
RoboCop wins every time. Are you telling? RoboCop shot that guy in the penis in the movie, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
RoboCop is gonna just lay waste to the raccoons. I mean, he might run out of ammo.
Raccoons or kangaroos?
Kangaroos is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said raccoons,
I know,
so I'm making sure.
Yes, the kangaroos. RoboCop takes on the kangaroos. It's gonna be like the whole thing going around lately about 1,000 men versus a gorilla. Have you seen that?
I thought it was 1,000 gorillas versus a man.
No. It's the other way around.
1,000 men
versus can 1,000 men take on a gorilla?
Yes, but that's only because there's that many men. Not all of them are going to live. There will be a lot of them that would die. I think they would eventually wear it down.
But now the question I need to know is if RoboCop could take on 1,000 raccoons. I mean, kangaroos. I am losing it tonight. I can't say the right words.
Oh, man.
Could it? Could he? I don't know.
I think yes. It's twofold.
He needs 1,000 bullets.
He needs 1,000 bullets. I mean, the amount of ammunition that he has on him weighs heavily on whether or not he could take them. But he also has that metallic body, which is going to help shield him.
No kangaroo muscles can defeat.
Yeah,
that.
it's probably going to hurt a lot of kangaroos if they even get to him physically and start swinging. So,
yeah. All right. Well,
I'm not so much a betting man, but I would put money on old RoboCop
taking on
Yeah.
not the raccoons,
taking on the kangaroos.
the kangaroos.
Now, I mean, I saw some of those comments that were coming back at you, and
Yeah. Any highlights that I didn't see because I just couldn't.
I don't even remember.
I couldn't read them because I just didn't want to like give the emotional like
Yeah.
energy to it.
There were a
And-
lot of them that were really coming after America, saying y'all don't have as much freedom. You got freedom in stupid stuff that doesn't matter, like being able to name your kid RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of any of them that were, but it seemed like that was what most of them were.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, idiot, we have more freedoms here than you do. So go ahead and
name
your-"
one. Did they name one?
I didn't see any.
I need someone out.
I
You're from
didn't see
watching
any.
this. You're from Australia. What freedoms do you have that I don't got in America? I
Yeah.
can name my kid RoboCop.
That's
There's
true.
One that you know. There was a whole list though.
Right now, you're winning 1-0.
Yeah.
That's what I've got. I want to see the list of all the things that Australia is free in that we are not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take sides. I want to be the impartial judge here.
Honestly, I was pretty cool with Australia. I never had any
Yeah.
ill will towards them. I mean, I think it's kind of messed up that they have kangaroo meat in their grocery stores. But
Yeah, but those things square up on people. I don't know.
why are you eating it? Why are you
Prove that you're better than it.
Okay.
Isn't that why we eat anything?
I guess. I don't know. Protein. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're really good at protein.
They're so lean. That's got to be like eating the
That's
toughest
true.
meat. Anyway,
Maybe in their pouch
that was the
area.
only thing I was holding against the Aussies was that they
was
eat,
the RoboCop.
eat
Oh,
kangaroos.
the kangaroos.
But now I'm like, all bets are off. What's wrong with
Yeah.
you guys? You're coming at me for one silly little joke that was more directed at America than Australia.
They got so many things down there that'll kill you too.
Yeah,
It's just
crocodiles,
crocodiles.
crocodile hunter, crocodile Dundee. I mean,
Yeah.
he'll get you. He's got that big knife.
He's got a knife.
Who would win there? Dundee versus RoboCop.
Ooh.
I guess if you got that knife under the visor of RoboCop, like
Yeah.
got it right up in his mouth, up to the brain.
I'm gonna have to say RoboCop,
Yeah, I think so.
but I
too.
think that's just because it's the old Indiana Jones thing. You can
Yeah.
swing that knife around as much as you want. Just gotta pull a
Yeah.
trigger and it's over.
There you go. You heard it here first. Who's gonna win, Dundee or RoboCop?
And America likes their guns.
Yeah, and I guess Australia likes knives.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Well, we'll find. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say we bake up a cake for our Patreon friends.
Bake up a cake. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna mix some batter together and put it in the oven. So
I don't like that as
yeah,
much.
Kyle and I
That
we're gonna get our batter and put it. We're gonna make it and put it in a bundt cake pan, and then put it in the Patreon oven, and then ding, come get your cake. Yeah, so subscribe over there to hear what we're gonna say next.
It's probably gonna be good.
It's the